Requiem actual strike team is on the ground.
Welcome to Alpha Site, strike team. Let's get to work.
How's it going?
Hello and welcome. This is MzKillaPanda, and I want to help you get the Easter egg done on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War's Maschine. I have broken down the Easter egg into 9 separate steps, and here are the skip 2 times if you need them. First step is to turn power on and get Pack-a-Punch working. There are 2 doors that you can open here. It doesn't matter which one you open, they both go to the same place. There's going to be one more door, and then it leads into this big circle area. This is the particle accelerator room. Go to the other side of this room, and in this door, you'll see the power indicator on the other side of it. Go up to this and hold your interaction button to turn the power on. And that's power. Now to get Pack-a-Punch, you're going to see these 2 terminal things pop up on screen. Go up to each one of them and interact with them. And after both of them are activated, you'll hear a voice say that the anomaly has been generated. And after a few seconds, in the very middle of the room, you'll see a big purple portal orb thing pop in. It says anomaly. Go ahead and interact with that, and you'll be teleported into the Dark Aether version of this map. After you're in the Dark Aether, go back out the way you came down here. And when you get up top, you'll see an indicator on screen going to either one of 2 locations. This one on the left is the plane crash site. It'll say Aether Tunnel. You want to go to it, go through the tunnel, and pick up this machine part right here. And if it's not that tunnel, when you come out of the bunker, you'll go down to the right to the pond area, and you'll see this indicator saying Aether Tunnel. Same thing as before, go through the tunnel, and when you get to the room, pick up the machine part. And then head back to the particle accelerator room, where you first hit the anomaly. Interact with the holographic Pack-a-Punch machine. It'll kick you out of the Dark Aether back into the real world, and you will have your Pack-a-Punch machine perfectly working. Alright, step number 2, the Aetherscope. Now there are 3 parts to get for the Aetherscope. You can only get 1 at a time, and it's a random chance on which one you're going to get first. You'll know which part is first by the portal that spawns in on the map. There are 3 places that the portal could possibly spawn. One of the portal spawn locations can be here, where you turn the power on. It'll say vent on the floor. That's giving you a hint on where the part is that you need to look for. So just go across the room, you'll see the vent up here that it's talking about, and on the ground you'll see highlighted in yellow the Aetherscope part. When you pick it up, there will be a few dogs that spawn in, so be careful for that and be ready. Another spawn location will be at the top of the penthouse area, and it'll say stairs on the floor. Interact with that portal, you'll go into the Dark Aether. And the stairs it's talking about is where you first start the game. So go out to the spawn area, and under this set of stairs you'll see this little highlighted in yellow piece. Pick it up, more dogs will spawn in. The last spawn location can be here on the pond. And once you're in the Dark Aether, you'll see the little tip it gives you. It will be behind the portal. It'll say engine. So we want to go to the plane engine that was crashed. Just over here, and on top of the engine, you will see another highlighted in yellow piece. Once you go through one of these 3 portals, you can get all 3 pieces, but only one will show up at a time. And it is completely random on which part will show up at which time. But once you get all 3 pieces, it will kick you out of the Aether immediately. You want to come back to the Pack-a-Punch room, go up to this workbench, and assemble the Aetherscope. Pick it up, and you're on the next step.
It's our lucky day, strike team.
Now the password step. Once you pick up the Aetherscope, you will have this portal that spawns in the medical bay. Interact with it, go into the room right next door that has the computer in it, And when you're in the dark aether, you will notice that there is a diary next to the computer. Go ahead and pick that up. And now we gotta find 3 ghosts. Just hop right down here. You want to interact with the anomaly once to trigger the ghost, and then interact with the ghost again for him to tell you a story. Now, once you interact with the ghost a second time, all the zombies on the map will ignore you until you either shoot at them or you leave the area. There will be 3 ghosts to interact with, and you have to do them in this order every time. The second one is here. Again, interact with it twice, and you'll hear his story. The third one is down in the particle accelerator room right here. Now, you don't have to listen to their stories. You can run through and hit all 3 ghosts if you want to, but after the last one is done telling his story, you will be kicked out of the dark aether. However, if you do want to listen to the stories, you won't have time to listen to all of them in one trip to the aether. When you get kicked out, just flip the round and kill a few zombies, and the portal should pop back up for you soon. Go back to the computer where you picked up the diary from, and you should be able to enter a password now. The elemental shots. Now, I made a how-to guide for upgrading the wonder weapon, the Shockwave, and it is linked below. You need to get all 4 of the upgrades made. And on this tube that's hanging from the ceiling in here, you need to shoot each one of the 4 arms with a specific type of upgrade. So the electro bolt always has to be shot at this arm, and you'll know you got it right when the arm goes up. The Nova 5 gas one is always shot at that arm. The thermo one is always shot at the arm that's facing the speed cola machine. And last but not least, the cryo emitter is always fired at that arm. Once all 4 arms are up, you're on to the next step. The Aether Wrench. Once all 4 arms are up, this portal will spawn right in the medical bay right next to you. Interact with that. Go back up to near the computer you got the diary from earlier. Go right outside, and here you'll see another anomaly to interact with. You only have to interact with it once, and they will start telling you a story. When you interact with these ghosts, all the zombies on the map will ignore you until you shoot at them or leave the area, so it's easier just to stay in this area. Once they're done telling their story, this Aether Wrench will appear when you're out of the dark aether. Take that up to the spawn area. Go up to this tank and interact with it with the dark aether wrench 3 times. And on the 3rd interaction, a zombie will pop out of the top of the tank that you need to kill. Next, either with C4 or a Semtex, you want to explode it on the tank. It will cause the tank to fire a shot and hit that tree. Now, it knocked this gold ball out of the tree. We got to take back down to the medical bay. You cannot defend yourself, and you cannot run while you're holding this, so make sure you have a clear run towards the medical bay. And put back the part that was stolen. Once you get that in there, it's time to catch the twins. When the next Megaton spawns in, take his health down all the way once, and then he'll split into 2 twins. 1 blaster, 1 bomber. You need to get 1 blaster and 1 bomber to walk under this tube. As you see here, they will get sucked up into it. They don't necessarily have to be from the same Megaton. One of them has to be a blaster and one of them has to be a bomber. If you get them both up there and they disappear or they get let out, then that means that you did not get one of each of them and you have to try again. So once both of them get sucked up in there, go back to the computer and you can start the purification process. You will be locked in this room while this little story plays. But eventually he's going to escape. Whenever the doors open, you need to be able to run out of the room because it will get crazy very fast. Once you're done with all the craziness, head to the knocked area or the living room of the map. Interact with this portal that will now be there. and then come right out to this corner. And when you get into the Dark Aether, you will find another anomaly you can interact with. He will tell you another story. Listen to his story, and then whenever you're back in the real world, there will be this photo on the table. Now be careful. You don't want to pick up the photo until you are ready for the boss fight. Because as soon as you pick up the photo, you will be automatically teleported there and you cannot leave. So you want to make sure that you are ready to protect Orlov before you pick up the photo. Once you get into the Pack-a-Punch room, the boss fight arena area, Orlov will tell you a little speech while you prepare for this fight. Basically, you just need to protect him, and there are 3 stages to this. He will be going up to 3 different areas of this place, one at a time, and you have to protect him so he can do what he needs to do so he can move on to the next. Each stage will have a Mayak and at least 2 twins spawn in that you need to kill. The longer it takes you to kill the twins, the more twins will spawn in, so I advise that you take care of them as soon as they spawn in, because it can get crazy. Whenever he's done with this step, you will have your screen shake. He will go to the next area. That was the first area, this is the second area. You don't need to stay with him, his health bar really doesn't ever go down, but the more you keep the zombies off of him, the faster it will go. The third area that he needs to be protected at is right down here. And whenever he's done with this one, he will tell you to leave, and you are on to the last step. There might be another way to actually do this part, but this is the only way that I know that works the best and the easiest. You want to come over to this doorway.
That's all I need to hear. Raptor 1 is inbound, strike team. Get the hell out of there.
As soon as these doors open, you want to run as fast as you can straight. Do not touch these white electric bolts because they will insta-kill you. Jump up here. I always like to carry decoys for this part because it can get kind of tight. So the decoys will distract them away from you so you can get through the doorways. Be careful not to get pushed into the white electric bolts. Run all the way over here to the pond. When you get over here, you'll see the helicopter flying around. You want to wait until the helicopter is close enough to where you can get on it. You can still die here, so be careful and make sure that you are protected and still watching your back. Once the helicopter gets close enough, jump on, and you safely exfilled. And if you got this far, congratulations, you are done with the Easter egg. I really hope this helped. If you have anybody who needs help doing this Easter egg, I hope you recommend my video. I hope this made it a little bit easier for you if you were having trouble. I'll see you next time for the next map.